Hi there, Luke here with episode 31, our final episode of our Eurotrip 2020 travel series. If you've been following along, you'll know that this travel series takes you through the regions of France, Luxembourg, and Portugal, and was our trip that we did in the summer of 2020. If you watched our last video, you'll know that for the past 2 weeks, we had been traveling around the islands of the Azores region of Portugal, in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. And we were coming to the end of our trip now. So we went from the island of Pico, which is in the central region of the islands, the central zone, and we flew to São Miguel, which is in the southern group of islands. And this is one of the main islands of the Azores. So we chose to fly in and fly out of Ponta Delgada, the main city of São Miguel, because that is where the most international flights are. The flights that are not just within the islands, but going to other places. Because after this trip, we were headed to Canada to see our families. So we decided to go back to São Miguel and just wrap up some of the loose ends of things that we had not seen on the island and prepare for our return home. So we had done quite a bit of things on São Miguel, but there were some little things that we wanted to see that we didn't get the chance to see the first time around. Our first stop was to visit the Igreja de São José. The interior of the church is really ornately decorated and beautiful, so do check it out if you are in Ponta Delgada. We then walked to one of the most iconic monuments in Ponta Delgada called the Portas da Cidade. There are also some other pretty nearby attractions, including the fountain and statue of São Miguel Arcanjo. Just north of the Portas da Cidade is the Igreja de São Sebastião, which is a 16th century church with a pretty facade and intricate interior wood carvings. Those were the main attractions that we checked out in Ponta Delgada. And we decided to just relax the rest of the day because the following day we were going to rent a car and maybe see some areas that we wanted to explore a bit more on the island ourselves. We decided to return to the Sete Cidades region of São Miguel because the first time we were there, when we talked about it in our last São Miguel video, it was a bit rainy, so we didn't get to see the best parts of it. So we decided to return where the weather was fortunately a bit better. We went to the Vista do Rei, or the King's View again, and enjoyed a much better view, as well as we did a short little portion of a great scenic hike that is in this area of Sete Cidades. After we were done with our little Sete Cidades rim hike, we proceeded to our next stop, which was to this Gorreana Tea Factory. The Azores is the only place in Europe that does industrial scale tea production, and this was a particular tea plantation where we got to tour the facilities and learn about the aspects of making tea on this island. In fact, the only tea plantations in all of the Azores are both located on this island of São Miguel. After this, we proceeded to Furnas, which you may remember from our last São Miguel video. We featured and talked about some of the volcanic geothermal activity that can be found in this area. We decided to return here because we wanted to experience just bathing in some of the thermal pools. So we came back because we had a car and had the time and flexibility to do it, and we decided to visit one of these pools and just relax in the warm, relaxing waters. The one we visited was called the Poca da Dona Beija. So do check that one out. We enjoyed it and we had a great experience with it. The next day was our last day on São Miguel and really the last day of our trip in general. So we were feeling a bit tired at this point and we just kind of wanted to take it easy. We didn't want to do any really long hikes or anything. We kind of just enjoyed having this car to take us to some of the last little highlights that we wanted to visit. So our last place that we went to was to the Salto do Cabrito waterfall, which can be accessible by a longer loop trail, but we decided to just drive to some of the main highlights of this particular area. And we saw this waterfall, which was really pretty and nice to see. All right, everyone, that is it for our travel series. We hope you enjoyed tagging along with us. We hope that you learned new things about these regions, whether you focused more on our time in France or in Luxembourg or in the Azores. We hope that you enjoyed tagging along with us and seeing what these regions have to offer. We love exploring new countries and we hope to continue doing it even in these crazy COVID times. So if you would like to continue supporting us and seeing the places that we can go, do consider liking this video and subscribing, as it does really help us keep the motivation to continue doing what we do. If you missed some of our previous episodes, I do encourage you to check out our Eurotrip 2020 playlist. But if you've seen them all and are ready for more, don't worry, we do plan on continuing to post about our travels. Because even when we're not traveling around Europe off of work, we do work in the UK and love to continue exploring this new country that we live in. So do stay tuned because we have lots of further travel plans going ahead. I hope to see you at our next video. Bye!